Hello, and welcome everyone to today's webinar, Marketing Your Robotic Service Line, How to Communicate Value to Patients and Referring Physicians. On behalf of Becker's Healthcare, welcome and thank you for joining us. Before we begin, I'm going to walk through a few quick housekeeping instructions. If you have any questions or comments throughout today's webinar, you can type those into the Q&A box you see on your screen. If we don't answer your question today, we will follow up with you directly after the webinar. You will also find a few other engagement tools on your dashboard. Please check out our resources section and also make sure you fill out our session survey. Today's session is being recorded and will be available after the event. You can use the same link you used to log into today's webinar to access the recording. And lastly, if at any time you have trouble with the audio or video, please try refreshing your browser. You can also submit any technical questions into that Q&A box, and we are here to help. To kick things off today, I'd like to introduce two leaders from Lehigh Valley Health Network. Today with us we have Ann Fatzinger and Jennifer Adamski, who both serve as managers of brand marketing for Lehigh Valley Health Network. Ann and Jennifer will educate us on how Lehigh Valley has built and executed a strategy on marketing their robotic offerings and communicating value to patients and referring physicians. Following their presentation, we'll then be joined by two leaders from Vail Health Hospital who will share their insights and experience with us. Without further ado, I'll now pass it over to the Lehigh Valley team to get things started.
Thank you all for having us here today. My name is Jen Adamski, and I am joined here today by Ann Fatzinger, my colleague at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And we're so excited to talk to you about some of our marketing programs for robotic surgery that we've done in the past. So I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about us. Lehigh Valley Health Network is a health system located in Northeast Pennsylvania and headquartered in Allentown. We have 9 hospital campuses and a total of 1,700 licensed beds. Our medical staff consists of 2,000 physicians. More than 1,100 of them are board certified, which makes up 95 different specialties. In addition to our inpatient services, we have a large outpatient footprint with community health centers, urgent care centers, and numerous primary and specialty care practices. LVHN is the area's largest employer in our region with more than 20,000 employees. The robotic surgery program at LVHN began in 2008 at our flagship hospital in Allentown, which is Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest. And our first procedures were uro and gyne related. We've seen incremental growth over the last decade and a half, adding Da Vinci robots to most of our hospitals. In 2019, we were one of 15 institutions in the world to acquire the single port robotic capability with the addition of the SP robot. Over the years, we have expanded our capabilities from uro and gyne to include multiple different surgical disciplines. We are now currently performing robotic procedures within 11 different service lines. Here I have them listed out for you on the left side of the screen so you can see the breadth and the depth of our surgical capabilities. And we are now performing robotic procedures at 7 of our 9 hospital campuses. This is a current snapshot of our robotic surgery program as of 2021. We have a total of 13 Da Vinci robots and 92 surgeons who are performing robotic procedures. Lehigh Valley Institute for Surgical Excellence at LVHN has the largest and most advanced robotic surgery program in the region, and we were the first to offer these advanced capabilities to our community. We are so very lucky to have strong physician leadership with a vision for strategic growth. Our leadership focuses on why we do what we do. And these faces are our patients. They represent why we do what we do. At LVHN, we are continuously investing in the latest surgical capabilities, which help our patients have quality outcomes. And we've performed more than 22,000 robotic procedures since the inception of the program in 2008. So that's a little bit about LVHN and who we are, but I know you've all joined us today to learn more about our robotic marketing programs. We as marketers need to develop strategic plans on how to communicate our capabilities to our various audiences. And we've taken a 2-pronged approach by focusing on consumer marketing and physician marketing. We know these are 2 very different audiences, and our messages need to be customized to those end users. Our goal has been to position Lehigh Valley Institute for Surgical Excellence as a regional leader in robotic surgery. We have found huge success in identifying and collaborating with our physician champions. They are the talent behind your robotic surgery program, and they are invaluable partners to marketing. They can help you create your content for clinical and patient audiences. A huge message for us has been to articulate the benefits that when you have robotic surgery, you have fewer incisions, less pain, less scarring, less blood loss, and a faster return to normal activity. Our robotic surgery program has grown over the last decade and a half. So we've had plenty of opportunity to pulse messages into market when we acquire new robotic technologies or new surgeons join our network. Some of the challenges that we faced over the years is explaining what is robotic surgery. We have found that some people actually think the robot is the one performing the surgery and not the doctor. And that's where partnering with our physician champions becomes so important. We also need to educate patients on the technology so they can ask the right questions to their doctors to find out if they are a candidate for robotic surgery. Educating referring providers is just as important so that they understand the clinical competencies and where they can make a referral. And all of this is occurring in an environment where our competition is also acquiring robotic technologies as well. So Ann and I are going to discuss our consumer and physician marketing programs, and I'm going to kick it over to Ann to talk about consumer marketing.
Thank you, Jen. And I'm so excited to be here also to explain to you what we've done in the past and what we're currently doing for our robotic surgery program. So how do you introduce robotic surgery to your community? At LVHN, we started with a comprehensive landing page, which you're seeing here on our website with a short URL, lvhn.org/robotic surgery. And to get our consumers there, we also created a robust paid search build. This landing page outlines specific conditions in which robotic surgery is an option. On the landing page, we also include a patient story. This is Lisa. She had robotic surgery with one of our GYN oncologists, Dr. Thomas. I'll explain a little bit more about the type of procedure that she did have later on in the presentation. On this page, we also include a sizzle video with one of our physician champions, Dr. Angelo Bacala. This video is a quick overview of what robotic surgery is and how it benefits the patient. We also shared this on social media channels, and I'd like to give you a preview of that right now.
Robotic surgery gives your surgeons total control. It's minimally invasive. It's very precise. It helps you get back to normal faster, with less pain, smaller incisions, and fewer scars. And now, Lehigh Valley Institute for Surgical Excellence is the first in the region to have the single-port robotic surgery system. Single port means surgery through a single incision and one single scar. It's the newest way the region's largest robotic surgery program is partnering with you to help you live your healthiest life.
We also weave the robotic surgery message into our marketing campaigns when it is an option. We did this with our hernia CRM campaign, which you see here are some of our Facebook ads that we used for our campaign, and we included one specifically about robotic surgery for hernia repair. This ad took consumers directly to our landing page and gave them more details about robotic surgery and the benefits. As we know, less pain, less blood loss, smaller scars, and a faster recovery. Along with introducing robotic surgery within the CRM campaign, we offered in-person info and screening sessions for people who may have a hernia and possibly been putting it off because they either didn't have time to come in for an appointment or they were concerned about downtime from work. So they put it off. They didn't make an appointment. They've been walking around either in pain or not in pain. But what we did with this was we encouraged them to come in and we offered free. We use the word free screenings. We use this as an opportunity to introduce robotic surgery as an option. We engaged our physicians to participate with us in these sessions. One physician provided an overview of our hernia program and outlined treatment options, which of course included robotic surgery. Once the talk concluded, we opened up for questions and we allowed people to go in and be screened with our physicians. We also partnered with our intuitive rep, who brought the robot into the room for people to try it out and ask questions about robotic surgery. These sessions were very, very well received because they offered convenience. And in the evening, when most people didn't have to take off time from work, if an appointment was needed, they were scheduled that night at a convenient time for the patient. Because we had a CRM campaign running, we also sent them nurture emails. So if there's anybody that didn't make an appointment that night, we sent them an email. We also had our practice engaged, and our practice colleagues would call those people back and talk to them about their concerns or why they didn't want to come in. So we really, really nurtured these consumers and were able to share with them the benefits of robotic surgery. Over a 7-month period, we held 16 hernia info sessions and screenings. This is a snapshot of our results. We had a total of 366 people attend. We screened 320 people, made 122 appointments, which resulted in 22 hernia screenings. This is a snapshot for you of the results. We also did some specific robotic surgery marketing in 2019 when LVHN acquired one of 15 single port robots in the world. We were incredibly excited about this and really wanted to get the word out to our community about the benefits of robotic surgery. We did this through an integrated approach which included paid, earned, and owned media. We also refreshed our paid search build to include the single port robot. This is one example of our paid social ads. We also provided information for a referring physician audience in our Better Medicine publication, which Jen will go into a little more detail later in the presentation. We also shared a patient's story. This is Carl. He had robotic surgery with Dr. Bacala, and we shared his story in print, out of home, and social media. We also created a video with him and posted it on our website and social media. He initially went to another facility in our area, and the surgeon told him he would need to make an 8-inch incision. Carl came to us for a second opinion, and once he spoke to our physician, he decided to go with robotic surgery. This is a snippet of the video that we did with him and posted on our website.
My initial impression of robotic surgery was that it was something totally amazing. What makes robotic surgery unique is several things. There's typically less blood loss, but there's also a lot less pain, less scars.
Dr. Bacala did my robotic surgery. Well, the original surgeon said he'd make a cut about 8 inches long through the muscle. Once I talked to Dr. Bacala, it was a no-brainer. I'd never have traditional surgery again.
The leading edge surgery that we offer is really amazing.
That pretty much says it all. Robotic surgery is a no-brainer. In addition to patient stories, we shared information about new physicians and current physicians who are trained in robotic surgery in our consumer publications and our website and in publications for a referring physician audience. These are some of the grateful patients who shared their stories with us. Lisa Krause's photo in the lower right-hand corner, she's a bodybuilder who had robotic surgery to remove a benign tumor on one of her ovaries. She competed in a competition just 12 days after her surgery. As we said earlier, find that physician champion who can provide patient stories to share and encourage other physicians to do the same. We find patient stories to be a very effective tool to promote robotic surgery, and many times our physicians have told us that they had a patient who would ask about robotic surgery because they saw stories like Carl's or Lisa's. I'm going to kick it back over to Jen, and she's going to talk a little bit more about our community engagement events.
Thanks, Anne. So in addition to the paid, earned, and owned media that Anne covered, we've also incorporated events into consumer marketing. What you're looking at right now is a stadium packed of people at a baseball game. Obviously, this picture was taken before COVID. We in healthcare have faced numerous challenges when it comes to COVID and hosting and participating in events. So much of what I'm going to talk about today when it comes to community engagement occurred pre-COVID, but it should give you a good idea of some of the opportunities that could be available to you in your own markets. So we at Lehigh Valley Health Network have numerous community partnerships throughout our region, including what you see here. This is a picture of Coca-Cola Park in the Lehigh Valley, and it is home field for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, which is a minor league baseball affiliate of the Philadelphia Phillies. We also have partnerships with other athletic teams, such as the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, a minor league ice hockey affiliate for the Philadelphia Flyers. But what we've done in the past is collaborate with our various partners to bring the robot out to our community. You know, for our partners, it is special and unique because it enhances that fan experience on game day. And for LVHN, it offers us a venue that is packed with high number of impressions to provide a fun and interactive experience for participants. And then what we can do is reshare the experience on our owned media channels. This here is a post of Lehigh Valley Health Network Night at the Iron Pigs. We partnered with our intuitive representative to bring the robot out to the concourse on game night. And folks could actually touch and feel the robot and try it out for themselves. And kids who participated in this also received the sticker, which is on the right-hand side, the little robot sticker there. What we've also done, in addition to bringing out the robot to the community, is we seek out opportunities to bring the community to our LVHN campuses. This is an event that we hosted in early 2020. This was hosted in February 2020. We invited students from 31 local high schools to our Cedar Crest campus for a hands-on educational experience. We had Dr. Angelo Bacala give a short presentation on LVHN's robotic surgery program. And then the kids were invited to visit our surgery education center for a hands-on experience with the Da Vinci robot. We invited students with an interest in medicine, science, and STEM, and they all benefited from this interactive learning from our surgeons. And LVHN benefits from having this continuous education opportunity about our program. And we also get to help shape young minds who may have an interest in pursuing this as a future career. We were lucky enough to open up a brand new hospital earlier this year in July. And this here is the grand opening ribbon cutting event of our newest hospital, Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hecktown Oaks. The hospital opened on July 1st this year. And as part of the grand opening, we held tours with stakeholders and media. So what we did in this COVID year, we developed a health and safety plan, and we were able to schedule masked tours with hundreds of stakeholders over a 5-day period. We invited the media as VIPs, and they were invited to the ribbon cutting. And as part of the tours, we took visitors through our operating rooms, and they were able to see the new Da Vinci robot right there on campus. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our provider marketing program. Our provider marketing program has consisted mostly of paid and earned media and physician liaison outreach. At Lehigh Valley Health Network, we do contract with Doximity, which is an online platform for physicians. Our digital marketing program with Doximity consists of Doc News, which is targeted sponsored content that shows up in the provider's social feeds. And it also consists of Colleague Connect, which is a targeted email that is sent to providers who showed interest in the Doc News article. What you're looking at here is sponsored content that we ran as Doc News posts for Iris. We acquired Iris in October 2020 and are one of 3 institutions in the world with this technology. Iris is a 3D imaging overlay for partial nephrectomies used in conjunction with the Da Vinci robot. When we finished the content with our physician champion, we worked with our liaisons to identify the specialty targeting. We had an audience of more than 1,100 providers that saw this, and the impressions of 45% exceeded the Doximity benchmark. So this was a very successful piece of sponsored content. We then follow up the Doc News article with targeted Colleague Connect email. This email was authored by Dr. Angelo Bacala and then sent to those providers who had shown an interest in the initial Doc News article. We had an open rate of 70%, which exceeds the Doximity benchmark. And we had 2 providers connect directly with Dr. Bacala. on the Doximity platform. So overall, this announcement about the iris at Lehigh Valley Health Network was a very successful campaign. In addition to paid media, we produce a publication in-house called Better Medicine. Better Medicine is our publication written by clinicians for clinicians. It is mailed out on a quarterly basis to 7,500 referring providers in our extended market zones. And as we onboard technologies and providers, we are able to create clinical content to include in our Better Medicine publication. Here's an example of some articles that we've produced over the years featuring those physician champions and our different robotic capabilities. Our physician liaisons are crucial to the success of our robotic surgery marketing. We closely partner with our liaisons to create clinical materials. The liaisons then take out these clinical materials with them on meet and greets and sales calls to referring providers. And we are constantly developing these pieces together as we onboard new technologies and new providers so that they are always armed with the most current information. So we hope you have enjoyed our presentation today on robotic marketing at Lehigh Valley Health Network. If we can leave you with a few key learnings that we've taken away and we've learned over the years, it would be these three. First and foremost, identify your physician champions. These are the key stakeholders within your network to help you tell your story to your audiences. Make sure you align on your marketing strategy. Know your goals, know your challenges, and know your audiences. And continuously identify new opportunities. Seek out new ways to tell your stories through the new technologies and providers who are onboarded, through partnerships within your community, through patient stories, and through milestones. Thanks so much for having us here today. It's been a pleasure talking to you about our robotic surgery marketing at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jennifer and Ann. I'd now like to transition to our next speakers. I'd like to welcome from Vail Health Hospital, Emily Tamburino, who serves as the Director of Marketing, and Dr. Turner Lyle, who serves as the Director of Robotic Surgery and Director at the Vail Health Comprehensive Hernia Center. Emily, Dr. Lyle, thanks for joining us. Take it away.
Hello from beautiful Vail, Colorado. Thank you so much for having us. We wanted to start by sharing a little bit about Vail Health's history. Vail Valley Medical Center began as a one-room medical clinic to treat injured skiers off the mountain. At the time, skis were made of wood, and if you crashed, you burned. The waiting area was a bench outside, and a well-known local used to serve brandy to keep patients warm. Vail's first doctor, Dr. Tom Steinberg, who you see here, used to say, patch 'em and dispatch 'em. I-70 wasn't yet built, and the drive to Denver took about 4 hours in a Suburban that had been converted to an ambulance, as you can see here. Over the past 55 plus years, we've developed into the world's most advanced mountain healthcare system, with a level 3 trauma center and cath lab in Vail, state-of-the-art oncology care, partnerships with world-renowned orthopedic surgeons, and most recently, robotic surgery capabilities. With a focus on population health, our goal is to make healthcare easily accessible to our mountain communities and visitors from around the world. While the healthcare system was growing across our counties over the years, the original hospital in Vail was in need of an update and expansion. To match the incredible services we've offered all these years, Vail Health underwent a master facility plan to include an updated 520,000 square foot hospital. Improvements included additional operating rooms, one of which would feature the Vinci XI surgical system.
Honestly, it's not common to see this level of technology in a rural area like Eagle County, but Vinci made a lot of sense for a variety of reasons. First of all, we attract some of the world's most active individuals, from the everyday outdoor enthusiasts to professional athletes and amateur athletes alike, as well as families who value the quality of the life the mountains have to offer. If you tell anyone who lives here that they'll need surgery, the first question they usually ask is, how long until I can ski or golf or hike or bike again? And as everyone here knows, compared to conventional minimally invasive surgery, the robotic platform typically gets people back to activities they love sooner with less pain. Bringing in Vinci has helped support our mission to keep health services local as well. It has helped us reduce rates of narcotic use by 83% And because Vail is home to some of the world's best surgeons, the robotic surgery program reinforces Vail as a destination for medicine. Plus, no one can deny the Rocky Mountain setting is a great place to recover. Collaboration really, in my opinion, has been the key to our overall success thus far. Everyone from our administrators and board members who really believed in the power of this technology initially, to engaging our phenomenal marketing team early on in the process to brainstorm ways to share the news, instill confidence and drive business, early outreach to surrounding providers, including urology and gynecology, as well as our partners in the Valley at Colorado Mountain Medical. At our hospital, we have one of the most advanced physical therapy programs in the country through Howard Head Sports Medicine. And bringing them into the fold early from the get-go has resulted in a better overall program, and most importantly, has helped maximize our outcomes. I can't emphasize enough our relationship with Intuitive and the irreplaceable guidance we've received from our local CSR, Nicole Friedman.
Dr. Lyle is too modest to include himself in our list of key collaborators. But the truth is, it's not typical for a marketing team to get to work with a surgeon who has a passion, understanding, or even time for marketing. Dr. Lyle has been our partner in formulating the marketing plan and carrying it out since day one. Here you can see how long he's been at the Da Vinci console. From his days at UVA, when he was one of the first general surgery residents in the country to train on the original Da Vinci system, to today at Vail Health. And amazingly enough, after all these years, he still has a healthy head of hair. When the marketing team was first presented with the challenge of selling our communities on robotic surgery, we asked a lot of questions. Our team is composed of talented storytellers who believe marketing should be closer to journalism than show business. So in order to formulate a message that would resonate with our audience, we started with a discovery process, asking questions like, what are our goals? Who is the target audience? Why should they believe in the technology and Vail Health to administer it? What will success look like? And finally, what's our strategy going to be? One thing we knew is the average consumer doesn't get excited about new technology in healthcare until he needs it. We looked for our opportunities. The community was excited about the new hospital, so we leveraged its opening with the Da Vinci message to demonstrate our cutting-edge expansion to meet the growing needs of our community and visitors. Gone are the days of madmen marketing tactics, when all they had were newspaper and billboards to communicate their messages. Instead, we used a combination of print and digital tactics, video, public relations, as well as physician referral sources to reach our audience. Our goals were to build interest, instill confidence, and drive business, as well as reinforce Vail Health's brand as a cutting-edge healthcare system that believes in keeping medical services local so people don't have to leave home for care. The plan was to launch the Da Vinci marketing campaign in conjunction with the opening of the new hospital to make a big splash while we had people's attention. Then, just as we were getting ready to open, COVID hit, so we adjusted. A ribbon cutting ceremony allowed us to celebrate safely during COVID and announce the addition of Da Vinci in a fun way. We used this ceremony as a photo and video opportunity, which we shared with the local newspaper, our staff, and the 25,000 plus email subscribers in our database. The event was made easy because the robot cut the ribbon. Because people wouldn't see the technology unless they needed it, we needed strong photos, and stock images wouldn't cut it. We wanted to capture our partner providers in our new operating room. Video is also one of our most powerful storytelling tools. So with the launch, we released 3 videos with similar content featuring each of the main providers who specialize in robotics. The video ads leveraged Vail Health's history as a medical pioneer in rural Colorado and targeted demographics likely interested in robotic surgery. We debuted the videos in December of 2020 via 200 plus vetted websites and apps, including the New York Times, CNN, and Denver Post. They played on on-demand apps like Roku, Apple TV, cable, Xbox, and PlayStation. We boosted social media posts on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. The commercials were also featured on live TV, primetime, news, sports, and lifestyle channels. And finally, Vail Health's TV network in clinics and waiting rooms throughout our facilities in Eagle and Summit counties featured the videos. All of our advertising directed people to our website, so we added a robotics page to our list of services and further developed the hernia center pages to feature Da Vinci. A robust search engine marketing campaign ensured anyone searching terms in our regions would find Vail Health. As far as search terms go, robotic surgery is highly competitive. So we're paying around $5.67 per click versus an average $2 per click to ensure our website appears at the top of search results as much as possible. In addition, Vail Health makes it to the top organic results about 68% of the time. Our local newspaper, the Vail Daily, ran our press release at the same time our advertising campaign was launched for a coordinated effort across a multitude of media channels. The story was picked up by Colorado Hospital Association and shared in an email to healthcare professionals throughout the state. A print ad campaign ran with high frequency in Eagle County, where we live, for the first 6 months, and we continue to run the ads at a steady pace to remind readers that when you need surgery, robotics is available right here in Vail. Today, we're also hitting outlying regions where surgical capabilities aren't available. We leveraged several Vail Health and community e-newsletters to share an article on the new technology, and we ran a strong social media campaign from December to January. In that time, we delivered nearly 35,000 impressions to over 1,000 individuals per day.
We mailed and hand-delivered direct mail postcards to nearly 150 referring providers throughout the region. And to be honest, this task was a lot harder than any of us really anticipated. After spot checking the lists we purchased, we realized the information wasn't complete and was often grossly inaccurate. One of our administrative staff went through it by hand and searched the internet for the names and addresses of qualified providers in Colorado. She spent over 80 hours compiling the list, an effort that was time consuming, but in the end worthwhile, as we've seen notable increases in volume from providers we didn't work with before, and even some who have never referred a patient for robotic surgery before. Since our initial launch in December, we've found unique ways to share the stories of the successful adoption of Da Vinci in our community.
Our physical therapy group, Howard Head Sports Medicine, works closely with Dr. Lyle to get patients back to activity more quickly and safely. So this print and digital working together campaign highlights the collaboration between Dr. Lyle and our hernia recovery therapists.
Our collaborations have even started extending across services into the operating room. This is a picture of myself and Dr. Ernest Braxton, who's a neurosurgeon here with Vail Summit Orthopaedics and Neurosurgery. Dr. Braxton and I did a combo case where he did an anterior exposure lumbar interbody fusion, and I performed a robotic recurrent incisional hernia repair. This is the first case done this way in Vail, and we believe, to our knowledge, the first in the state. And really, this combination surgery spared the patient of having 2 separate procedures under 2 separate anesthesias, decreased overall costs, and more than anything, expedited his recovery.
We've created physician and staff bio videos that promote the use of Da Vinci at Vail Health. And a 90-second video, which will launch early this winter, features 3 patients who have benefited from the remarkably quick recoveries they experienced with Da Vinci. Vail Health Magazine, our annual publication, features an article on robotics at the hospital as well. Our marketing efforts have paid off. To date, the Da Vinci website on vailhealth.org has been viewed nearly 2,800 times. Most of the page traffic was Colorado-based, but you can see people are visiting the site from around the country and the world. Potential or current patients visiting the page spent an average time of 2 minutes and 45 seconds browsing the content. In healthcare, the average time on page benchmark is between 2 to 3 minutes, so we're performing within the top portion of our industry average. In addition, our website data shows over 6,000 visits to the page after watching live TV ads between January and April of 2021. Over 16,000 repeat visits are directly attributable to the live TV campaign. You can see here, patients are bypassing other hospitals in our state with robotic surgery capabilities to come to Vail. We're seeing patients from Grand Junction, Glenwood Springs, Denver, Steamboat Springs, and even as far as South America.
This is the kind of meaningful data that allows our marketing team to continue to tell the story. Not only have we seen decreases in overall complications, reoperations, surgical site infections, and length of stay, but we're seeing significant decreases in opioid use among our patients. This only serves to further support Vail Health's community healthcare goals widespread. This is a snapshot of our data dashboard, which is a real-time cloud-based application that we use to give us insight into what's going on with our robotic service line day to day. Our ability to dive deep into the inner workings of our program, from operative efficiency metrics to patient experience outcomes data, really allow us to be nimble in the ultimate direction we want our program to go and adapt quickly in case we see things happening that might portend a poor patient experience.
The data is compelling, and even more so, we're hearing good things from our patients. And when patients are happy, they share their experience with friends and family, which is powerful in a small community like ours. We know our marketing is effective when people come to Dr. Lyle and ask if they can have their surgery be performed by the robot. In summary, the top 4 takeaways we'd share with you and your teams for effectively marketing Da Vinci are these. Number 1, collaboration is key. Get buy-in and support to make your marketing plans a reality. Number 2, understanding your audience is critical. What resonates with our mountain people might not work in your markets. Find what your communities care about and speak to them in their language. Number 3, a steady drumbeat keeps robotic surgery top of mind. Most people don't care too much about healthcare technology until they need it. And when they do, have constant reminders that your healthcare systems are here for them with the latest and greatest. And finally, data is powerful, especially when your marketing teams can be nimble and adjust their plans as needed. If you have any questions at any time, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.
Great. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today's webinar. I'd like to thank Anne, Jennifer, Emily, and Dr. Lyle today for your time and insights. And I'd also like to thank Intuitive for sponsoring today's webinar. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment to fill out our webinar survey. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope that you have a great rest of your day.